What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of You Create Your World. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about pro versus anti, and how carrying the energies of proactivity versus the energies of reactivity can help you manifest so many amazing things in your life, and we're going to go over exactly how that happens. So, as usual, hit the like button down below, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to stay tuned for more content, and help me get out there. Let's get right into it. Okay, so pro versus anti. We as humans are manifestors. So where we focus our energy, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, or physical energy, where we focus our energy towards and feed our energy towards grows. So the only way to manifest the things we want in our lives and be conscious creators of our lives, the only way to do that is to be conscious of where we feed our energy. Kind of like cars on a highway. You know, you get to the direction you want to go by driving in the direction that you want to go, not by driving away from it. And as simple as that sounds, we push away and drive away from the things that we want in our lives all the time, unconsciously. So let's go ahead and bring mindfulness to this topic and figure out exactly how we do that so that way we don't do it anymore. So my first example is super relevant as of today, May 9th, 2020, middle of the coronavirus worldwide pandemic. And you know, everyone's out on, and let's talk about Facebook actually right now. Everyone's on Facebook, let's say, posting all their opinions, whether they believe we should be inside with masks for years to come, or whether we should already be out working again. You know, everyone has an opinion, and which is great. Everyone should have a voice and be able to say what they feel. Everyone comes from different angles and different information that they've been exposed to. That's how we share information, right? But what I'm seeing is someone will post an opinion, a feeling on what's going on, and then in their comments blows up with tons of people saying, "You're stupid, how dare you think this, like, that's not the same way I feel, so F you," and you know, it's just this big example of exactly what we're talking about. We have people now who are feeding all their energy into typing out hate and "no, you're wrong," instead of going on there and finding posts that they agree with and going into the comments and commenting love and agreement and unity and, you know, "I'm with you," which is exactly what we really should want to be doing, you know? Especially in a world pandemic, we need each other. So why are we promoting separation? And then what's crazy, and what shows that even down to technology, this pro versus anti fundamental is within all things. You know, when you go into the comments and you're giving the post attention, it boosts it on the algorithm. It's getting comments and likes, and people are feeding it their energy, and it's growing. So now the very thing that you're trying to stop by commenting and F you and stop posting this stuff, all you're doing is pushing it out there more. And now it's getting more attention, more views, more likes, and you're feeding exactly what you don't want. So if you want to feed and you want to see something that you believe grow more, if you believe that it's a plandemic or whatever they're calling it, or if you believe that it is a horrible thing, we need to stay inside, or whatever, with masks. You know, if you believe that, then find people who agree as well and give it love, and it will grow. That is how the universe works. What we feed grows. Alright, so example number 2 is mega food for thought for anyone like me who's a singer-songwriter trying to make a career happen, and, you know, a content creator, or anyone who's just making anything happen and manifest in their lives. The moment that you are putting more focus on the people who are telling you can't, or your fears, or whatever is holding you back, whatever you believe is holding you back, the moment you're giving more focus to those things than you are the people who are telling you you can, and the people who are supporting you and being grateful, you know, putting the energy of gratitude into what you want to happen, the moment that you're focusing more on what you don't want is the moment that is where your energy is going, and that is what's manifesting. So if you want to continue to feed and grow the direction you don't want to go and fall into that direction, then that's what you do. You focus on that. But the moment you want to move forward and create the abundance and success that you're looking for is the moment that you tilt your focus, your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual energy towards what you're trying to manifest. So that's another fundamental rule of manifesting in your life. Example number 3 is actually one that I came up with throughout the making of this video. I looked back at some of my footage to make sure that this video was coming along, and I noticed that there was quite a few moments where I said the word try. You might be thinking, why does it matter that he said the word try? Well, it's called spelling for a reason, and sometimes how we set up our sentences can sometimes sentence us to a life of manifesting things we don't want to by accident. And in this case, the word try alludes to an inability. I'll try to do it, but there's a chance I won't be able to. You know, that type of thing. Instead of saying, I am going to do this. It's about bringing mindfulness into the conscious creation of words and sentences and how, thoughts are things and words are things, as well as, other manifesting tools that we've talked about so far. You may have heard the phrase, think before you speak. Well, fundamentally, that's a pretty powerful statement, and here's why. As we grow up, we learn the meanings of words and we make agreements with the world as to what these words mean. Every time we speak these words, it sends little shockwaves of meaning throughout our mind and into our subconscious that affect the way we see the world and we carry out life. So by being conscious of our power of words, we can choose, what type of stuff we are manifesting, our ability, to do things and create our worlds. And what's even cooler is, in movies you've seen the funny scene where, the uncle swears or something, and then the child starts repeating it, and he's like, oh no, stop, don't say that, everyone's gonna know I swore in front of you. That type of thing. The same is possible in a really positive way, where your consciously created order of words and sentences is passed to the next person, to the next person, to the next person, and next thing you know, you positively affected the entire planet. So to wrap things up, pro versus anti is a fundamental truth, therefore you will find it within everything. Anything you're dealing with, being pro what you want, not anti what you don't, is going to be the way to go. So that's just another way that you create your world. Thank you for joining me for this episode, and you all have a good one. I'll see you later.